easy for their brokerage services of Long Beach, and we want this to be a jump start, for that event. Just to give you a little background of what the chamber is, the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of Greater Los Angeles is one of the, like maybe one of the oldest. We are already 17 years in operation, operating first with San Fernando Valley, then we changed our name to Los Angeles. Now we have a bigger scope, which is Greater Los Angeles. And from there, it sprung up the Chamber of Commerce, Filipino American Chamber of Commerce of South Bay. Then now we have a Tri-County, which is based in the San Dimas area. Now we also have Orange County on the south side. We now have recently chartered Hollywood, Filipino American Chamber of Commerce Hollywood, purely for the selected artist group of the Philams to develop their respective businesses. And we have San Diego. So all of these 6 chambers are actually united together under the umbrella called the Coalition of Filipino American Chambers of Commerce, of which we just recently organized and created to make sure that all our Philams in the Southern California region will benefit from being a part of one chamber, having an access to the 5 other chambers. So we now share common resources, common information. We share directories. We share our events, so that if you are in that particular area and there happens to be an event, you're most welcome to attend. And you also get the benefit of being a member of one chamber.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay extra money for the non-member fee in case there's an admission fee. So for tonight, we are privileged to have our visitors or guests from the Long Beach area, and they're very strong in the brokerage business, handling import-export, and the design of the workshop is really to help our Filipino Americans understand, the regulations related to how to import outside or from the Philippines, or how to export from the U.S. So there are e-compliance regulations that need to be known to our business owners. And I would like our current president, Ms. Ellen Sampson, to introduce our guest speakers for tonight. And then there are 3 speakers.
Actually, I only know Mr. Eddie Ferrer as my buddy. I call him Kuya. He's my Kuya, and we're related. And I know that they have a very successful brokerage firm in Southern California. Actually, I was the one. I really pushed for this, not because of we really need it, and I do believe, and I'm selfishly, for selfish reasons, because I wasn't able to attend the big one last time. So maybe this time I can, so I told Gerry I want to be a listener today. However, let me, if I could, with the indulgence of Mr. Ferdinand Soriano, he knows my Uncle Eddie more, so I would like to pass that, how do you call that? The ball or the privilege of introducing this guy who has been my kuya and my kakampi in the chambers. Mr. Ferdinand.
Thank you, everybody. I was trying to psych myself up and how I was going to introduce Uncle Eddie, but of course I'm going to call him Uncle. So you don't mind, right, Uncle Eddie? Kuya Eddie. Okay, right. I got into the business because he mentored me. So what you're about to hear today is a gentleman who's been in the business for over 30 years. A gentleman who's very generous, a gentleman who's very knowledgeable in what he does, a gentleman who does a lot of different things for the community. So it's not just about his business, but him as a person. But since we're here to learn about importing and exporting, then I think you could not find a better person, not because he's my uncle or he's my kuya or whatever you want to call it, but it's only because of his, his experience, not only in the import-export, but importing-export and also in the Philippines. because EC Ferrer has been in business for over 30 years, and we do business throughout the world, okay? So we've imported and exported different types of products. It's not just food that we've done. You call it, we've done it, okay? And the thing that I like about his style of doing business is that he does like to educate. These are one of the things that he likes to do. He loves to educate people on how to do the business and what the business is all about. So without further ado, I'd like to bring up Mr. Eddie Ferrer.
Just call me Eddie for short. By virtue of the inspiration and motivational side that we have, I think. Thank you very much, Bong.
You're welcome.
You just
Pretty soon I'm gonna end up calling you just Eddie.
Hello.
Is that okay?
First, you know, this evening, this is the first time that we are actually bringing to the shores of our kababayan what our industry is all about. More often than not, you hear about the big hype on trading, but take off trading, the world will be paralyzed. Now, think about that, it will be paralyzed. Now, what we're going to share to you this evening, in a brief synopsis, are the rules of engagement as far as importing the right way, the easy way. Now, Bong said we have been in the industry for many years, and that's true. I was actually, believe it or not, when I was in the Philippines, I was a broadcaster. I was a newscaster. I was with the guys from ABS-CBN. Yeah, so I was, you know, in a different field. But then I came to the United States back in, I'll say that, back in 73, 74, right after martial law, okay? When I went here, I decided, where am I going? And this is where I went through in my path. I decided to go into brokerage, learning what this is all about. Because when I look at where I could see where I'll be in the country, I see trading all over the world. So I'm very happy that for tonight, we're going to tell you as fast as we can tell you everything, but we have to package it in such a way that I look at it this way. Many of you are coming here with different intentions. Some of you are just curious about what this is all about, but I'll just dissect it into two. Either you're a buyer or a seller. Either you're an importer or you're also the exporter from the other side. Today, I will look at you as entrepreneurs. I will look at you as somebody who's going to buy products world over, not only to the Philippines, but we're looking at the Philippines. Why do I say that? Because we put up an advocacy. We went to help out basically our marginalized local suppliers in the country. Where did we go? We went to the provinces. Usually, what happened in our trade in the Philippines is that the big time players, usually they captive, our exporters. They get them and they do the exporting by means of being either a broker or a trader. But the forgotten ones are the ones in the provinces. And many of them can manufacture products in the respective areas. I'll just be very specific. Pangasinan. Not because I'm from Pangasinan, because I'm also half from Laguna, but mainly because we tried to just execute what we thought was a good plan of going to the barracks. And when we did that, as a former president of Pangasinan Brotherhood, they said, "Oh, Eddie, that's impossible. You can never do it." But we did.